This is Head Coach Mike from CrossFit Putney, and today we are talking to you about the rowing machine. We're going to be talking to you all about the technique, how you can improve your technique to become more efficient and get a more effective workout whilst rowing. A lot of the people sometimes misunderstand the rower. They might get the technique incorrect, or they might not use it enough. If you are looking to improve your fitness, especially in the sense of CrossFit, this is a golden ticket to that. Get your technique right, start improving your fitness through rowing, and see your CrossFit ability go through the roof. So I'm going to take you through the technique today. I'm going to break it down, give you some steps so you can improve your technique objectively, and then give you some drills to work on different faults that you might have with your rowing. We're going to start with the feet. So when we're strapping ourselves in, we want to make sure that these straps are roughly above the ball of our big toe. So I'm going to get myself in. Don't want to be too tight, but I want to be fairly snug, and I should be able to bend through my toes and get those heels up quite comfortably. That's the first thing that we're going to do. The next thing that we want to do is we actually want to focus on the first position, which is known as the catch position, which has a few different elements to it. The first one is that our shins are trying to make it to vertical and not past. So if my knees start coming forward over my ankles, this means I'm beyond vertical. So I actually want to bring those heels down a little bit. And if anything, we can have those knees slightly behind. So having the heels slightly more down in that catch position first. From here, I want my hips slightly behind my shoulders. So my shoulders are in front, hips are backwards. I don't want my hips to be in line with my shoulders, and I definitely don't want my hips to be in front of my shoulders. And you're going to see those knees start going beyond vertical when we do that. So get these back to around vertical or behind, get my hips behind, shoulders in front, and then I'm going to sit tall with that chest. So elbows should be able to rest on the knees. I don't want them too far in front where I'm hunched over, and I don't want them sitting behind. Somewhere around here is going to be very ideal for our catch position. Now it's going to look different for everyone. Different levels of flexibility will mean this position looks slightly different. Some people can keep their heels down, have the shins straight. Some people will need to lift the heels up quite a lot due to their ankles or something else. Some people might have a very flat back position when they're here. Some people might have a slightly more rounded back position. It's all okay as long as we understand the basic principles. Shins are straight, elbows are roughly above the knees, and the shoulders are in front of the line of the hips. So, hands are now on the handle. I'm going to lift those arms up a little bit, and this is the catch position. Arms are completely relaxed, my back and my shoulders are relaxed, and this is known as shoulder protraction. So I'm slightly reached forward with my shoulders, and I'm going to have a nice loose grip. From here, I want to maintain this back angle as I push with my legs. Just like this. So I'm just practicing. This is my catch. This is my first push position. What a lot of people tend to do in this first position is they open early with their hips. So they actually do this, and their knees stay in the same position. And we don't want that. Another common thing that people do is pull early with their arms. So their first thing might be this. They pull, and then they start to do this position, which we also don't want. So we go back to our catch, shins up, elbows above, shoulders in front. I want to maintain that angle when I push. Once we've done that, we're going to have a slight lean forward still. Our knees are going to be close to straight. I don't want them completely locked out. Close to straight, I'm going to be opening with the hips. Now I'm just going to be coming somewhere around, if this is sort of 10, 11 o'clock, I want to be 1 or 2 o'clock. I don't want to go 3, 4, anything like that. Just slightly behind. And then once I'm there, I'm going to be finishing with the arms. And then as we go back in from our finished position back to our catch, we've got our recovery, which is the complete opposite. So notice my handles just below my chest. I don't need it to be up here, and I don't want it to be too low. I'm going to go arms first, hips, and then legs, hips, arms. So this is my finish, this is my recovery, my catch, and then my drive. So we can start nice and slow. We want to think about all of those positions. And it's really important that we understand that sequencing. As soon as it gets off, and we start to open our hips early, we're going to be using our hamstrings and our lower back too much, and we're going to have to start leaning back, and we're going to lose a lot of power, so the numbers are going to start going down. Or if we start to bend with our arms too early, it's going to be super inefficient because our arms are nowhere near as strong as our legs. Whilst you can look at some great rowers, they might have a tiny kink in their arm, the majority of their time they still stay true to that principle of maintaining the forward lean, opening the hips, and then finishing with the arms. So again, just to reiterate, from the finished position, our recovery, we go complete opposite. So arms go first, then hips, and then legs. Legs, hips, arms, arms, hips, legs. And we're just trying to repeat those sequences. Something else that's really important for us to know is that as we're coming out of the rower, that drive position should be about double the speed of our recovery on the way in. So whilst our recovery is going to be nice and slow, our drive position is going to be just slightly faster. Okay, so let's work on a couple of drills now, depending on where we're at. There's lots of different drills that high-level rowers will get taught when they first start. And it's important that we understand where each of our technical deficiencies might lie, so we understand which drill is going to be more effective for us. If you bend your arms too early from here, or if you open your hips too early, a good thing to use is just the legs-only drill. So we're going to get into our catch position, shins, elbows, shoulders are in front, and we're just going to do legs-only strokes. And it's really important when I do this, I don't finish with my hips. It's not legs and hips, it's just legs. And I'm going to try and maintain that forward lean the entire time. Now the idea of this drill, remember, is not to go as fast as possible. It's to feel the legs doing the work and feel the positions that we're supposed to be achieving. We can do that drill for 10 seconds on, 10 seconds off, or 10 strokes on, 10 strokes off. There really is such a vast array of ways that we can do it, but we want to start building that in before we do anything more intense on the rower. And we can also start to integrate that into a slightly more complex version. So you could do legs first and then legs and hips. So you can focus on the timing of the hip swing after using the legs. So I might do 3 strokes, legs only, and then I might do 3 strokes, legs and hips. So we notice, now I've got that little hip swing at the end, and then I could finish 3 regular strokes. Now, same being in reverse, we can also just do arms only, so we can practice and understand how little influence our arms are going to have. So knees are close to straight, I've got a slight lean back, and I'm just learning to use those arms. I come to that bottom catch position, and this is really all our arms are using. It's well known in the rowing community that they say arms contribute around 10% of our rowing, not 90. Once we've done the arm one, we can then go arms and hips. So now, arms, hips, hips, arms. So we can start to get a little bit more pace here, but again, we're practicing arms first, hips second, and then hips first, arms second. So again, we might do 3 arms only. We might do 3 hips and arms. And then we can go 3 regular strokes. So remember, if we're having trouble on the way back in, if we can't remember to break our arms first, if we break with our knees first, or we sort of come down here and then we're doing strange sort of things, doing the reverse drill can be really helpful. Doing just arms first, or just hips and arms, or a combination of all 3 can be really beneficial. Or if we're struggling from that catch position through to the drive and the finish, we can practice doing legs only, legs and hips only. And then we could go into legs, hips, and the full position. So again, just to reiterate, remember our finished position, which is really important. Shins are straight, and heels, it's going to be slightly different for everyone, so don't focus on that. Elbows are roughly somewhere above the knees. with the shoulders in front of the hips. And this back position, whilst we don't want it to be completely flexed over, it's going to look slightly different for everyone. After that, we're trying to utilize the legs first, the hips second, the arms last, and we reverse that as we go back into the rower. Start slow, work in some of those drills before you do any intense rowing work, and start watching those numbers go through the roof. Thanks for watching. This is our rowing technique video. This is head coach Mike from CrossFit Putney. Hope to see you again soon. Whoa, yo soy el grande.
I missed it.